Here is the adapted and translated version of your story, set appropriately in the United States and written in natural, professional English. Amid glass and marble, the story of Camila Torres. In a towering high-rise in the heart of downtown Atlanta, where every footstep echoes sharply off polished tile and glass steel walls, there was a woman often passed by like a shadow. Her name was Camila Torres, 42 years old, a night shift janitor for Viridian Systems, a global tech conglomerate. Every Monday morning, as the building stirred to life with the clatter of keyboards, the staccato rhythm of high heels, and a flurry of phone calls, Camila was wrapping up her shift. Her eyes were red from lack of sleep, but she still took care to scrub every streak from the marble floor. That morning, while wiping down the main lobby, a small encounter quietly ignited a seismic shift. An elderly Asian man, clearly lost in the maze of English-only signs, stood hesitantly near the front desk. No one noticed him, except Camila. She left her mop behind, walked over, and addressed him in Mandarin as crisp and fluent as a native broadcaster. Gently, she guided him to the conference room on the 27th floor. He bowed gratefully. It would have ended there, if not for Raymond Voss, CEO of Viridian Systems, who had just entered from the parking garage. Hearing the Mandarin exchange, he paused, intrigued. As he approached, Camila was already engaged in another conversation, this time in Spanish, helping a delivery worker whose paperwork was mislabeled. Then she switched to French, guiding a partner from Lyon to the correct meeting room just in time. Raymond stood in disbelief. A woman in a Navy janitor uniform, rubber gloves still slightly sudsy, was managing a multilingual morning smoother than any of his executive assistants. He called out to her. "What's your name?" "Camila Torres, sir." "Can you come to my office? I'd like to talk." Camila hesitated, her eyes guarded, the eyes of someone used to being overlooked. But she nodded. In the elevator ride up to the 30th floor, she said softly, "I've worked here 11 years. Never been to this floor." Raymond smiled. "Then today's a first." Inside the spacious office with glass walls overlooking the Atlanta skyline, Camila shared her story, a childhood in El Paso, a father who was a welder, a mother who was a nurse. She had studied linguistics at the University of New Mexico on a full scholarship. But life intervened, her mother was diagnosed with cancer, her father suffered a stroke. She dropped out to care for them. Then came single motherhood, part-time jobs, and long, quiet nights. She never stopped learning. Borrowing books from the library, downloading audio lessons, watching foreign films, keeping her mind alive in a world that often felt cold and gray. Raymond asked, "How many languages do you speak?" "9, she said. "And a little Latin if you need old documents translated." The conversation ended, but not the story. That afternoon, when a scheduled interpreter canceled last minute for a meeting with Brazilian partners, Raymond asked Camila to step in. She walked into the room and spoke Portuguese like a native. She didn't just interpret words, she translated tone, culture, and feeling. The meeting, once tense, became warm and productive. When it ended, one of the Brazilian directors turned to Raymond and exclaimed, "She's better than any interpreter we've worked with this year." The next day, Raymond made a decision. He created a position that had never existed on the organizational chart, head of multicultural communications, a role responsible for coordinating international relations, cultural insight, and linguistic strategy. He told her, "You may not have a degree, but you have something we can't buy, real experience and living intelligence." Camila nodded. For the first time, she had her own office. A new computer. A chair that didn't wobble with time. And a nameplate that read, Camila Torres, International Cultural Liaison. But not everyone celebrated. Whispers began circulating through the hallways. Some dismissed it as corporate virtue signaling. Others speculated about hidden connections. A few sneered, "If she mops floors that well, I'm sure she'll handle global negotiations just fine." Camila knew. She could feel the glances, the sarcasm. But she also knew this: people might question your background, but they cannot deny your ability when you make the whole room stop and listen. Camila's story didn't just change one woman's life. It rattled a hiring system built on surface credentials. It forced a company to look beneath the floorboards and recognize the brilliance hidden in its basements. And somewhere within the cool white walls of Viridian Systems, people began to look deeper, beyond uniforms, beyond accents, beyond printed job titles.